Morning Facebook, Twisted Threads. This one I think is one for me to share. So wherever you might be, Save the Arts TV, wherever these messages find, wanted to say good morning. It's Wednesday, hump day, halfway through the work week. I'm still fidgeting. I normally don't do that, but we coming live today, and I always try to title these, and it's all good. And today want to talk about straight lies. I tell you, straight lies. Had a great weekend. My youngest son got married. Anybody who knows us, or any part of us, knows that the turn up was all the way real. And I love it because my youngest son is absolutely a culmination of all of the things of me and his dad, and just brothers and siblings and sisters, and all of those things. And for everybody that was invited, look, we couldn't invite you all because we got a budget. Okay, if we was budget list, yes, all y'all would have got an invite, but I was so amazed and happy. Good morning, Tanya. Love you so much. And Tanya's one of those folks who, y'all know y'all family if you ever fed my kids. And I say that because they don't eat from everybody. Be like, we eat at home. Oh, you cooking? Tanya's one of those ones who, Lord, her food bill just for my family. But as I was looking around the room, Gail, love you, sis. And all, four generations of Rileys were in the house. Mikey was there, and Mr. Riley, and all of the kids and grandkids. And God was truly amazing for me to be able to look around in one room and see how many blessings and how great God's blessings are in our lives. And there were family there, and there were friends there, and there were people who used to be friends but are so close now that they're family. And it was just an entire weekend of like amazingness. Morning, cousin. Look, it's a lot of things that people said to me over the years, and I named this one Straight Lies because it was straight lies. As I was having kids, people were like, oh my goodness, she's not gonna do nothing with her life. I mean, there's people who still say that about me. And my makeup artist, Nelly, I love her. Nelly, I'm waiting for the book. Sam, next go round, it's me and you, bro. You know it. The challenge is that many of us believe the things that maybe people said about Josh said he need to know where to find some jerk chicken. I don't know. Holla at me if you know where to find jerk chicken in Lehigh Valley, PA. My middle son is looking for it. Look, the challenge is this. I looked around that room, and I understood that this was a snippet of people. Now, this one might be an emotional one, but I understood that this was a snippet of people that God had charged to me and my family to help us do the things that we needed to do, to help us not give up, to help us not believe the lies. Because look, the people who were in that room, my kids are very finicky. Those of you who know them, they have no filter. It was left in heaven. Malfunction, whatever you want to call it. And I need you to know that my grandkids are even more of the truth. Look, people told me things that I could have believed. I was 15 when I had my daughter. And I say I survived her because I had no clue of what I was doing. And I love it because my son Lamont has a son, and I'm like, they just love that boy to death, and they don't know what they're doing. They are great parents, but there's so many lessons that it takes years for us to learn that we've got to literally call out who's been lying to us. And I'm not saying, square up. I had, hey, okay, I'm gonna let them know. I had a challenge because one of my longtime friends, he came in and he's like, oh, hey, and fell right in. And I'm one of those, you got to speak. You got to acknowledge my presence in the room. It's not an ego thing. It's respect. And so, I came up to him. I'm like, hey, dude, we got beef? Like, I need to know. And he looked at me like, huh? And my son is like, yeah, that's my mama. Look, I need to know which side you on. Are you on the side of truth, that you believe the things that, not just that I speak about out of my mouth, but that what God says about me? Are you one of those who packed on the lies about me? Are you one of those that said that disqualified me because there was a time in my life where I was just popping out babies, not all of them in the hospital. They said, well, she always gonna be that way. She's always gonna be up under a man, and it ain't nothing wrong with it. God bless you in your endeavor. My testimony is this: look. I had to endure when people's parents said, no, you can't even hang out with her. I was 15. Like, look, I need you to know it wasn't my fault. I didn't know the power to rally. If you sit next to one, boop, 9 months, you're going to have a baby. Me and Raymond have that story, okay? And I tell Courtney that too. Don't worry about the babies. They're going to come. They're going to come because them rallies. Anyway, that's another story. People said things to me that I believed for a really, really long time. And it took me a long time to get out of that self-doubt, to get out of that, hey, and some of y'all, oh, you've been married multiple times. Love will not find you again. You a high school dropout. Even when I stepped away from my college education, I never called myself a dropout. Why? Because it ain't none of my business what you say about me. I had to learn, and I know that sometimes my kids be like, okay, here go mommy, she a little gangster. Look, I'm from New Jersey, so I have to remind these people down here in North Carolina, I'm not from here. So if you come at me, just know the response that you get is not the one that you probably thought you was going to get, but I'm going to pray for you. Why? Because I bless the Lord for healing hands as well. Anyway, don't make me lay them on you. I'm just not her. I talk a lot about the things that I do. But when I looked around that room and I saw the weekend, some other celebrations that I was invited to because I'm a part of other people's villages. And shout out to all my young people who are on here. I don't accept a lot of friend requests from y'all kids because I'm not going to censor myself. But I love it because I'm looking and I'm like, oh my goodness, our babies are grown. Like they old. And my oldest son, I love it because Danielle is 30. I think I could say that. And Shondell, that's like one of our step generations right below us. And Ray was like, I'm 28. He's like, wait a minute. I thought I had more time. I need you to know that the reason why I call this straight lies is because in the beginning, I believed the lies. And I really thought there was not a like this today. Whew, I'm back. I'm sleeping in my own bed. I'm type bougie, got an adjustable bed. My little feet tired from all that dancing and jumping around and running at the grandkids like, ooh, press the button. I'm her now. And then my nephew, Timothy, was the best man. And he talks about childhood. See, people be disrespectful trying to call me. He talks about the childhood, how all of the kids had to sleep in the same bed. Look, I'm talking real stuff today. Straight lies for what they thought it was going to be. But because we were in that 1-bedroom apartment, it was me and my sister and 6 kids in one apartment. It was a 1-bedroom apartment. We had bunk beds, a regular bed, and 2 sofa beds. Okay. That was where we slept. This was our life. And it wasn't at the time like so hard. I got tired. I didn't know how hard it was until latter days. But in that time, it was like, all right, well, we grinding and we gonna do what we need to do. You ain't got enough money. I ain't got enough money. Let's put our money together and let's survive. But there came a point where we no longer had to just survive. We got to thrive. Look, that's a book too. They coming. I promise you. I will be more diligent. We're working on them. Y'all won't see me as much. Okay, we got poor wireless. Y'all, they don't even want these messages to get out. It's all good. But with all of the things that we did, Timmy is like, I remember you used to do this and we used to do that. And he just told all of the secrets. And I was like, and I promise you that in that moment, I realized that I had selective amnesia. Because I did not remember anything that boy was talking about until he said it. And I was like, oh yeah. Because since then, I've been able to, purchase a home for my family, and we knew it was our house because there was not only multiple bedrooms, but there were 5 bedrooms, 5 of them, and everybody had their spot. And I tell a story about the realtor when she went in the house. My kids would go into a house and walk right back out, be like, this ain't the spot. And we knew that the house that we purchased was the house because they didn't come out. We was like, where these kids at? They breaking up people's stuff. Let's go get them. But I've been able to understand now more how everything was required. Back a few years ago, Fantasia, she sang a song, It Was Necessary. And that song always makes me bawl because, look, when you understand that what they said about you, it was necessary. Whether it was straight lies or not, it was necessary for them to say it about you. Why? Because some of us got motivated by and got that fight ignited to be like, what? They said, what about me? What? Look, in this over 40 age, I am less, I'm not popping off with the fist. So, if you come at me, I'm going to pop off. It just ain't going to be with my hands. I'm going to be calling the authorities, the council women. We're going to call a judge. If we need to call the police, we will do that too. But what we not going to do is be out here being ratchet. Y'all do what y'all need to do in y'all corner of the world. I'm just telling you how I'm doing it over here. I want to encourage you all because in that time of celebrating my youngest son getting married, there were tears and they were real because Lamont don't even know how to be fake if he wanted to, but there was life and there was love and the protection of his brothers. And so I'll tell you one story. I promise I'm going to be getting to work. We used to take the bus. Because I ain't had no car. I told you we ain't had no money for no apartment. So y'all know I ain't had no money for no car. So we'd have to wait on the bus stop. Wait at the bus stop. And at the bus stop, my youngest son, this was something that I always knew that he would be a tad bit quicker to get success. Because as we stood at the bus stop, it was everybody's job to surround them and me. To surround him and me. So it'd be a circle. And they was like 6 and 7. These was not big kids. They was, crazy looking. And we would all stand there and we'd all be standing there around him. Why? Because he was the baby and every person older than him knew that it was their job to protect them. Each kid in my family was assigned to the kid above, right below them. So your younger brother was your assignment. If something popped off with them, it better pop off with you. I can't tell you all the lessons, but I promise you a few things. They know how to fight. You don't need to be afraid. They know how to square off one-on-one. They are not in a clannish mentality that they gonna jump anybody. Why? Because if that message came home, they was gonna need to fight me. And I'm okay with that time, my children being more afraid of me. Why? Because we needed to get to the end. I didn't know what the end was gonna be, but all I knew is those lies, I couldn't let them be true. So when I walked out the house, I ain't had no pajama pants on, wasn't no bonnet on my head. I made sure that when people saw me in the street, that they never had a reason to speak to my kids disrespectfully because of what I look like. And it was cosmetic. And you could blame Linda and Ulysses for that. They brainwashed me in my head. When you go outside looking like something. But that was the commitment that I made to my children. Why? Because the straight lies was they wanted to see me looking like some type of crackhead. They wanted to see me looking messy, and I would make sure that wasn't the case. And I know that, but by the grace of God, he preserved me. I promise. Still looking good. Why? Because I made that a commitment to them. But in that commitment that I made to them, some of the lies I had to ignore and turn off. Because look, they was coming. Oh my goodness, she pregnant again. So for those of y'all who still having babies, look, I'm not coming for you. I'm praying for you. But if you get to number 5, know this. We're going to have a serious conversation about what life needs to be for you. I believe and love all of y'all for having those babies because I ain't having another one. If you see me too long, I babysat Dexter on Saturday night. That's it. I don't want to see no another baby for a good 6 months. We gonna see. Anyway, the lies that people said about you because of where we came from. And for my Jersey folks, y'all already know, ain't nothing good coming out of Jersey. What you saying? We got movie stars, we got senators, we've got people who are all over the place. Music industry, they coming from our hometowns, our county, where we rock those streets. And so I'm getting a little hood with it today because I had to think about that when I looked around that room, that it took all of those many people, like 185 folks. These kids had a list of about 200 people long. I don't know who they thought was, I don't like 200. Okay, God ain't done with me yet. there was so much love in that room, so much excitement. And I knew that they were coming to support not just my baby boy, but they were coming to support our family. And I say thank you to all of you who were able to make it, those of you who couldn't. And thank you to those who understand that even though you didn't get an invite, it doesn't mean that we love you less. It means we can't afford to feed your behind. That's all it means. We can't afford to feed you. But we thank you so much for pouring into our family. And I'm talking about the real ones, the ones who cried with us, the ones who prayed with us, the ones who have laughed, loved, partied with us. Because wherever we are, there is high energy. Why? Because we understand the life that we live, the life that God afforded us is not the ones that you all may have heard some lies and some rumors about. See, they expected me to be on the court steps, and I never did. I never did, and that was God. They expected me to be in the hospital for wrong reasons, and I never did. Now, look, I spent enough time in the principal's office to knock some heads when I needed to, and those kids know. They be like, mommy, she's still kind of a little swift with them hands, so, if you're going to be swift with the tongue, just know you might get knocked upside your head, I ain't concussed nobody, but respect was a real big thing. And I always made sure that they understood that my belief in them was strong. Rob, love you, man. You and your family. Beautiful. I'm glad that we got this social media for all of us to continue to connect. We know the challenge was this. I would always say we. I would always say, and we doing this. I still do that. And I'd be like, we gonna do that. It'd be me and God. Somebody asked me one time, well, who is that? Me and the Trinity, us. This is how we doing it. The Father, Son, and the Holy Ghost. I don't know how to say not we because it's always been an us. And I recognize and I honor and I salute you all for the roles that you played in our lives, for the conversations, for the laughs, for the encouragement that you shared with our family. And look, my baby boy is the truth. When I tell you the truth of the village, of all of the things that we needed to get to make sure that he was okay. He was the first of the kids, I think. No, Danielle got her license first, but he was the first of the boys to get the license, And then because Ray has 9 children, I said 9, yes, sir, and plus 2, 9 plus 2 bonus kids. So we always call Lamont the last one by Karen. Yeah, don't ask me. Last one by Karen, because that's it. We have 5 kids together, and blessed Holy Ghost allowed me to know that there's something more to life than carrying some children. I love y'all though. I love all my children. I bless God for all of y'all carrying children. It is a wonderful experience. Don't ask me nothing about it. Why? Because I know how the story ends. Hallelujah. I felt that whole thing there. Straight lies. Disqualify the lies that are in your life. Get selective amnesia. Do whatever you need to do. Because God did not create us in this earth to be ordinary. And I believe that without a doubt. I feel that all in my spirit, that there are many of you that press play. Share this if it's going to be beneficial to anybody in your squad, to anybody on your team. Look, I got people who they will call me and say, oh, Karen, I got a title for a book. You could write about this, or you could blog, or you could do a inspirational video about that. And some of them I'll accept. I admit I'll accept that. And then some of them, it'd be like, that's yours. That's your story. I need you to find your voice. I need you to share your voice. If you're a mother of twins, somebody needs your help. They need to know they're not alone. If you are a man who is dealing with health issues, look, I'm going to talk about that, because some of y'all, my brothers, y'all will suffer in silence and won't ever say a word. Either you won't go to the doctor, you won't figure out what it is, but we are here to love you and to care for you, but we need you well. It's enough people trying to kill y'all that you cannot sit somewhere and allow yourself just to diminish and be embarrassed by sickness. I need you to know, I feel it fully in my spirit, brothers. I need y'all to get y'all brothers together, because sometimes they won't listen to wives and girlfriends and sisters and aunties and mothers. So I need you, and I charge you, my brothers, to encourage your brothers to make sure that they put wellness and self-care, because we always hear self-care and we think it's for the sisters. Brothers, it's for you too. Look, one of the things that God birthed when he started Twisted Threads for me was that it wasn't just the women's empowerment. We got enough. But then my thing is, look, I'm a mother of boys. I love my boys. I love the loud. I love the love that they have. I cannot jump as high as they do. And my knees and my ankles have reminded me of that over the last 4 days. Hallelujah. But when my son said, Mama, I want to do something different, I know they do that, slow dancing, but we're going to do something different. And so, yes, we hype the crowd because that's who we are. And he just makes me so happy as a good reminder, because there's nothing I will not do for him, because there's nothing that he won't do for me. So, have a bunch of stories and came into town and he's like, yeah, my mom's coming in town. We got to fix up the room and we got to make sure she got a bed to lay her head. Because a couple times, they had that blow a bed, and I'm a woman of a certain stature. That's all we're gonna say on that. So I needed an entire bed, and he went and made sure his mama was straight. And so I bless God for those things. But I know that Lamont can do things better, because when we was on the street corner waiting on those buses, his brothers and sister knew and understood you protect him at all costs. Now, I don't know if that was the right thing to do. It was just the way. He the baby. If we're going to be out here, we're a little bit older, we know how to weather the storm. We done been through some things. Let's protect him as much as we can. And I mean, he was spoiled, more spoiled than any of the rest of them, but he always has been confident. He's always known that when mommy said, you are great, you are a leader, you the president of the United States, in your house. He has a sign in his house, and it's like a nameplate. It says Lamont Rowley. It says man in charge. That's him. I'm so very blessed. You may be going through a difficult time. I know I get kind of like, ooh, and the Lord is allowing some things to stretch me right now, stretching me financially, stretching me business-wise, because look, when I say we're creating legacy, this is not an easy thing. I got to say no to some things. I got to say yes and do some things that I don't really want to do. I could be honest and say, I don't want to do it. Like, can I just let me wiggle my nose and get it done? Yeah. Okay. We got about 3 more minutes and then I got to get out this door and act like, cause I ain't been to work since last week. I took a week to kind of prepare myself for all of the things. And, it's important to me that you all succeed. And I don't know why. Some of y'all, I don't know. I got people connected to my Twisted Threads page. I don't know them people. They in other countries. I don't know them. I literally don't. But I know that when we see so many things around us, we think of even the ban on abortion. I am pro-life because I had the choice to choose life. I'm a woman, and I believe all of those fictionary things in that Handmaid's Tale. I'm pointing to my TV, but I believe that there is somebody that wants to see that together. They want to see that come to fruition. And when I tell you that there is an attack not just on black and brown and colored and multicultural faces on your television to erase you from it, I'm smart, but I'm also kind of smart. So they call smart behind all of that stuff. I see it, I know what it is. And for those of you that have the power, unite, be smart. And support what you know is right. Not right in the side of one person, but truly what is right. Straight lies, people. Call it a lie. Call it a lie and tell yourself the truth. Tell yourself, I'm going to have a wonderful night of sleep. I'm going to be well rested for the next day. Tell yourself that today is going to be an amazing day and doors of opportunity are going to literally chase you down like portals that you walk through. I felt that whole entire thing. Look, I'm a woman of faith. I love God all day, every day. I would not have been able to celebrate all that I've been celebrating without him. Yeah. That's that whole thing. It is all necessary. The hardships, the loss. When I tell you that the loss of my mother is one of the hardest things that I needed to walk through, and I'm still walking through it, and it's 3 years. But there's something that when she passed, there was I remember watching a show called Highlander, And every time somebody would pass, it was like either whoever like killed the person or you were near them when they died, you took on their energy, because no energy is lost in the earth. I do believe that. And I know that I am powered and empowered to do more. Like not ever before. But it's important because on Saturday night, while I was celebrating my son getting married, I also was celebrating the life of Michael Coley, who was lost and he was murdered in Florida. And I believe that justice will come. But his parents stood there with me because our children grew up together, and his life deserves to be celebrated, because even though his mom won't get to have the mother-son dance, I did that thing for them. I did it for me and mine. I did it for those of you who somewhere in there somebody believed the lies. But now you got to take that eraser. Look, life is a chalkboard. I love that. Somebody go do something with that, because my coffers are full. Life is a chalkboard. You get to write it and erase it and write it again. You get to do it 100 times and still not know if the formula is going to equal the full equation. But it's ours to live, and we can't sit on the sideline and wait for something to happen. So while you're waiting for the next thing, live life today. Why? Because the things that they said you couldn't do is straight lies. If my Bible tells me I can do all things through Christ who strengthened me, that means no thing is out of my reach. How empowering is that? We have the authority over our own lives to not only speak the things into our life, but to understand that our choices allow us to walk into doors. Our choices allow us to do things great. This will probably be a series, because when these things happen and they hit me the way that this one hit me, it's like, okay, what else can we say about this? And there are more videos. I promise you, we got probably another 20 videos ready to go. And I'm like, we can't send them all out at the same time, but the messages are coming to make sure that you stay on track. I love you all. I thank you for being in my circle. I'm so grateful that we're able to get to do things a little bit different. And how we started is not how we finish, because God is great and he's done some amazing things. But look, if we don't hold on, we're going to miss it. If we don't continue to keep the faith, we're going to miss it. For those of you who are full of faith, who are joy carriers, I need you to release. I need you to release that joy into people's lives, because what we see on TV is turmoil and depression, and suicide is at an all-time high because we don't have a hold of hope and joy. But there are those of us who carry more faith. There are those of us who carry more faith than maybe perhaps we need for our life, because we are supposed to share it, because we've been commissioned to share it. If you are one of those people, remember to smile at those people. Tell them that they're beautiful. Tell them that they're lovely. Leslie, I've been waiting for you, girl. Okay. Governor, councilwoman. I love it when people share things with me, and then in my spirit it gets locked in. And Leslie is one of those persons that she shared something with me this week, and it was like a door open literally while I was looking at her, and I saw things, and we will talk, girl. But yes, Governor. Yes, Governor. Okay, I'm going to act right. God is great and amazing. And I love you all. I thank you. Straight lies. Look, it is the enemy's job to lie to you. It is not your job to believe any of them. When the load gets too heavy, that means that you're doing the most. You know, the kids say you're doing the most. I usually am. You see this here. Y'all know I was doing the most this weekend. When you're doing the most, that means you got to give it back to God. When it gets heavy, when it's like, when you feel that depression, because there are certain times that I feel overwhelmed. It's like, Lord, how am I doing all of this? Like, I can't do all of this. And then I'll be remembering, that ain't my business. His promises that he made for me, all he says is for me to believe. That's it. That's my only job. Believe. Because as I believe, the world, our gift will make room for us. The world will shift in my actual favor, because he established it. Not because I deserve it, but it doesn't matter whether I deserve it or not. Not because I'm required to do a particular thing, besides love God, love people, and make sure that I am giving him the glory for what it is that he's doing in our lives. I could do that. I am a worshiper, and for those of you who know me, I'm full of life because I know that there was a time when I believed the lies. I thought that I should take my own. I thought that the world would be better without me. I know! Me too! Imagine if I would have believed that lie. Imagine that. And so I came on here just to tell you, it's straight lies. You can't believe them. You got to open your mouth and declare the greatness that's within you. Declare that you are deserving. Declare that goodness is your portion, that good health is your portion, that prosperity is your portion, that generational favor, child, is your portion, and that we cancel. Look, I spent time, and I love Mom Hazel. You already know I love you for real, and I call her one of my mentors, and I can't put a title in front of it because it's like we got money mentors or spiritual mentors, but Mom Hazel is so dope. Sam, your mama, Sue. She is so dope that when I spend time with her, it's like, wow, I gotta study. I gotta take the nuggets and then, get some water and some salt and pepper and some jerk and curry. Anyway, okay, all of those things. I love it that she is in my life. I love it that I didn't believe the lies. I love it that I continued to move forward and it wasn't in my own strength. Who's that? Whitney Houston had a song, I didn't know my own strength. All of that stuff, whatever. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm all over the place. I'm so excited for what today is going to bring. I'm excited for what your lives are going to be. But first, we got to eradicate the lies. We got to call it just straight lies. Get it out the way. Maybe you did some things wrong. Maybe you're doing some things wrong right now that you got to figure out how to get them. I know I got a list. And I tell my daddy that all the time. He be like, Karen, look, I need you to know. You want to say that it was my fault? It's a list of stuff that's my fault. Now, when I get to 17,699, you'll be the next number after that. There are a lot of things that are my fault. Some of them good and some of them not so good. But I try to be accountable as much as possible. And sometimes I pray, Lord, please don't let that one come back to me. Look, because I know when I'm ratchet, okay? I know when I say the wrong things, when I do the wrong things, be like, oh, Lord, I need you to, yes, put the blood on that one. Don't let that one come back, Jesus. I love all of y'all. I want to see you great. I see you doing big things. Tanya, it's coming. Those doors are coming. This time with your family, you already know these personal conversations. We ain't putting this on live. But I thank God for each and every face, for each and every family. My baby Ashley shared my video yesterday, and I woke up in the middle of the night, and I saw that. Leslie, yes, your baby. And I just was like, my baby. I love y'all children. Okay, not all y'all children, but y'all know the ones that I love. Some of y'all, I need y'all to have them call me so that I could tell them what they need to do differently. But then some of y'all, I'm blessed to be a part of your villages, and I thank God moment by moment that you all are a part of mine. I have to go to work. That's all I'm going to say, because somebody got to pay for all this stuff. Look, somebody got to pay for that wedding and for that. Life is good. Continue to tell yourself that. Even when turmoils come, confuse the enemy. Confuse the lies. See, that's the thing. When you put those salves of truth on it, the lies eventually will become whispers. There was a time in my life when they were shouting and they were louder than my own voice. Get hood with it. I mean that thing. Get hood with it and shout back. Shout back like we at the pep rally and it's our team that we want to win, because we are winners. We were created for success. God did not put us on this earth and allow us to see another day for it to be an ordinary day. Extraordinary blessings, extraordinary favor. Woo! It's our portion. I love y'all. If you don't hear from me, It ain't because I don't love you. Sometimes the Lord had me go here, and there. I don't even know where I'm going to be. Alicia, I don't know if you actually watching or if you see later your word on Sunday. I got to catch it. Love. Yes, that we need to love more. And I'll end with that. We need to love more. We need to love ourselves more. That goes for our ladies and our gentlemen. Gentlemen, love yourself enough that if you feel like you're in a relationship that is not allowing you to stand up in integrity, you better figure out where the exit is. If you got to put your hands on her, she might not be the one for you. Now, there's other things you need to do, but I'm just saying, love more. Love your children. Why? They need to hear that you love them. Don't just say, oh, they know I love them. They don't know it unless you tell them, okay? Write it down. Send it in the text. Put it in the hot air balloon. I don't care how you do it. Do not let the day go by without you telling those closest to you that you love them, that you care for them, and that you're happy that they're in your life. Why? Because it just might cause them to act right. Ooh, I felt that one too. Y'all have an amazing day. It's going to take me 12 minutes to get to work. I'll be on time. Be good. Love you. Straight lies.